Okay guys, today I'm going to read you a story that is a fantasy. And what that means is it's a made-up story with stuff that could not really happen in real life, but these stories are usually really funny and interesting to read. And today, a friend of mine named Deacon reminded me that there's a really important comprehension strategy that we've not been using, and that is picture walking. And when we picture walk, we don't just look at the pictures in the book, we're also thinking about what we see and what that can tell us about what the book might be about. Because illustrators and authors work together to tell the story, and a lot of times the illustrator will give us clues, like what we saw with Beware of the Bears, to let us know about something that's going to happen before it actually takes place. This story is called Giggle, Giggle, Quack, and it's by Doreen Cornyn, and the illustrations are by Betsy Lewin. Now, Betsy Lewin did a really interesting thing with these illustrations. First, she took paper and she took a paintbrush and she sketched out an outline of her pictures so that it looked like what you might see in a coloring book. Then she made lots of copies of all those pictures. She took watercolors and she began filling in the pictures to decide what kind of color combinations she liked best and what she thought would be the best fit for her overall pictures for the story she was working on. So let's look at the front cover. Actually, we can look at the back cover as well. I see cows, a duck with a pencil in its mouth. I see chickens, I see pigs, I see a fence. This is making me think that this may have something to do with a farm. Let's look through the rest of the pictures. I see two men here walking toward a car, and I see what looks like a pencil falling out of the back pocket of one of these guys. Barn, a duck who seems like he's noticed the picture here, the pencil here. That duck has definitely spotted the pencil, so I'm thinking the illustrator is giving me a clue and is telling me, hey, pay attention to this, it's going to be important. Pencil in his mouth again. Yeah, I definitely think that is going to be an important part of the story. Looks like all the animals are eating out of some kind of boxes here, and it looks like it may possibly be pizza that they're eating. I know cows don't eat pizza, so that's a clue that this is a fantasy. Look at what an awesome job the illustrator did here to show us that this is at night. First of all, I have my animals asleep, but secondly, she's made everything kind of dark and black looking. And here, where we have the gentleman walking in with a lantern, you can see like shadows, and you can see a pool of light around him that also helps us to know it's dark. See a couple of pigs, awfully nasty looking. There's my duck with a pencil again. This says bubble bath. It looks like he's giving them a bath in a bathtub, drying this one off with a towel. What is going on there? Garbage cans, look like empty boxes of pizza. Duck with a pencil under his arm or under his wing. Sharpening the pencil there. This is the man from the beginning of the story. I recognize his hat. He's wearing a shirt like I've seen people sometimes call Hawaiian shirts. It's not what I usually see a farmer wearing. A big note. We'll have to read that in a second. It was nighttime again. Oh, but they're inside a house. I can see this phone here. The chicken looks like it's been scared. Maybe it was roosting on top of the phone before it started ringing. Looks like a television. Here's my fella again. Looks like he's yelling because I see all caps and the exclamation mark, duck! All right, so let's read this story and see what we can learn. I hope you enjoy it. Farmer Brown was going on vacation. He left his brother Bob in charge of the animals. So I've already met my two main characters, Farmer Brown and Bob. I wrote everything down for you. Just follow the instructions and everything will be fine. But keep an eye on Duck. He's trouble. Farmer Brown thought he heard giggles and snickers as he drove away, but he couldn't be sure. I wonder who would be giggling and snickering as he leaves. Bob gave Duck a good long stare and went inside. He read the first note. Tuesday night is pizza night. Not the frozen kind. The hens prefer anchovies. Giggle, giggle, cluck. 29 minutes later, there was hot pizza in the barn. Bob checked on the animals before he went to bed. Everything was just fine. Wednesday is bath day for the pigs. Wash them with my favorite bubble bath and dry them off with my good towels. Remember, they have very sensitive skin. Giggle, giggle, oink. Bob had all the pigs washed in no time. They look happy, don't they? Farmer Brown called home on Wednesday night to check in. Did you feed the animals like I wrote in the note? He asked. Done, replied Bob, counting 7 empty pizza boxes. Did you see my note about the pigs? All taken care of, said Bob proudly. Are you keeping a very close eye on Duck? He asked. Bob gave Duck a good long stare. Duck was too busy sharpening his pencil to notice. Just keep him in the house, ordered Farmer Brown. He's a bad influence on the cows. Giggle, giggle, moo, giggle, oink, giggle, quack. Thursday night is movie night. It's the cows' turn to pick. Giggle, giggle, moo. Bob was in the kitchen popping corn. Just as the animals settled in to watch the sound of music, the phone rang. I wonder who might be calling. The only thing Farmer Brown heard on the other end was giggle, giggle, quack, giggle, moo, giggle, oink. Uh-oh. Duck! Screamed Farmer Brown. It's for you, Bob. Who do you think was writing all those notes? And look at the very end. What is Farmer Brown doing? Looks like he is coming home from vacation. I wonder what he's going to do when he gets back to the farm and finds Duck. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. There are several others that Doreen Cornyn has written that go along this same line. There's sort of a series, but you don't have to read them in any order. So if you've not read any of the others yet, pick up one. You'll enjoy it. You'll appreciate it and get a lot of fun out of it. Now, tomorrow I'm not going to be reading a story, but I'll be back on Monday, in which time I will either be reading How I Became a Pirate or Baseball Saved Us. So if you want to comment below and vote on which story you would like to hear, How I Became a Pirate or Baseball Saved Us, and we'll see which one is the pick and which one we'll be reading Monday. Bye, guys.